We rise once again, and to those who have faith, we rise once again today, right? Because every day is a new day to rise, and those who do not have faith, your time will come, all right? But I do have a very special treat once again, and the reason why I do videos of this sort is simply because uh, the world we live in, the things you see on the internet, I don't think it really capitalizes what reality is. So the videos I look for, the videos that intrigue me the most, are the videos that give you a glimpse at what's actually happening in reality. And so, I mean, this is going to be another one of those videos, and so we'll enjoy it together.
When you could be racist? How you slim? Why be funny when you could be racist? How you slim, tender, yellow bone, but your mom's a fat baby?
People have every right to feel away with or without context. I'm just here to say I handled the spaces poorly. That's all.
He has yet to say, hey, I'm sorry for.
I think I see this happen a lot with like Hispanics. This guy who's talking right now, he isn't Hispanic, but this happens a lot with Hispanics, and it'll be like we're being funny by being racist, but we're also trying to point out a truth, and it should be okay because we see ourselves similar to black people. Which I mean is alright if you grew up with black people, seeing yourself similar to black people since you grew up with them, that makes sense. But the thinking it's okay to be racist, it would make more sense if they grew up and then they rectified that later on in life. But usually you see these same sort of people turning into like MAGA Trump supporters.
Saying misogynistic things. He said he's sorry for handling the Twitter spaces poorly. He hasn't said once that, me calling black women tar was kind of out of pocket.
Just Kendrick Lamar, I would make love to him, and the only thing that he could do is decide if it's consensual or not.
I want you to see the systemic collaboration of black men giving license to white men to make jokes about the black experience, to make money, commodify, to build careers off of the black experience. It's a foreign man in a foreign land. Rory, Mal, and Demarius addressed what happened in Rocky Thunder's Twitter Spaces after Rory's tweets resurfaced. This bootleg-looking Chucky man is Rory. Before I show you the skullduggery of Rory, I want to show.
I think that's disrespectful to Chucky, you know. Chucky's just a baby and he's got freckles, and I mean, his hair's kind of cool. So, I mean, I don't know much about Rory, but I don't think he really like measures up to Chucky.
His apology.
I went into Twitter Spaces against all my friends.
You like that?
You think I'm a glutton for punishment?
Yes.
This is mal, as in the Spanish for bad.
I think you're a glutton for punishment. I think you're a glutton for attention. I think you're a glutton for bullshit.
I'm glad that he just said that second part of that sentence. I think you're a glutton for attention. And so when people act out in this certain way, right? Even though they have black friends around them and they wouldn't be talking to their black friends, but they're like, since I have black friends and I grew up around them, I can be the one who chastises them and gives them opinions when they're not going to do anything to support those black people. They feel like the little bit of attention that they're getting from them is what's going to help black people, or whatever they're doing, their comments will help black people. And 1000% of the time, they don't.
Attention?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
It's not clout chasing. I don't want it to seem clout chasing. It's not that. But you do like when there's bullshit happening and your name is in it. Like you dive right into that. Like you like abuse.
I think it's
You like
more
abuse.
And this dude Maul, he's trying so hard to make him just say yes, yeah, that's true. But Rory is not gonna agree with it because he feels like he has a right to speak on whatever he wants to speak on. And since Maul is giving him this platform, he can speak his truth as much as he wants to.
to address things, but
You like to seem like a martyr.
I wouldn't go that far.
How you gonna call a white man a martyr talking about black culture? Man for dangling off the goddamn chair. No man, you can't have all this to say and you kicking your feet in the chair like my son.
You want to seem like a martyr for the culture. I'll take this one on the chin, fellas. Don't worry about it.
This is not one that I want to take on the chin whatsoever. But yes, I did go into Twitter Spaces. I don't think my intentions came off the correct way because I was in there to get my talking to.
Why?
But when I woke up this morning and listened back to some of it, I sounded very, very dismissive in the beginning.
As you should have been.
Nah, he sounds dismissive the entire way through. And then Maul is gonna say, "As you should have been." What? What are you talking about, bro? I mean, I guess it's his friend, so he feels like his friend can do whatever. And this is why I say, like, I guess in this scenario, we would call Maul the coon. And I think that's a fair assessment. Because he's like, well, since I'm accepting of the white culture, all my black people should be accepting of the white culture and what they have to say about us.
In the beginning.
As you should have been.
No.
Why are you defending a white man more than the white man himself is defending himself?
Because I was on the side of like, everybody knows, the people that know me know who I am and know what it is.
Which is why you shouldn't be talking about
But
it.
but there were people in there that don't know me and were actually searching for an actual response or reply.
Searching for
and
nothing, man.
I'm not saying,
We got to stop saying that.
Can I finish, please?
They weren't searching for shit. They were searching for attention. They were searching to go back and forth with you so they can clip it and put it on their YouTube channels. That's all they were searching
No, I
for.
think
Nobody was
there's
searching for
definitely
answers. Nobody was hurt. Nobody's children didn't eat last night as a result of tweets that you tweeted, fake tweets 12 years ago.
He's covering all the bases of deflection. This was in a different time. He's doing that type beat. He's doing fake tweets. At the same time, he's saying the dog has tweeted them. My man at this point just bouncing, pun it, twist it, flip it, bop it, spin it, whatever. For a man that is actually at this point.
Yeah, he's hopping on and doing jumping jacks right now. Crazy style. I didn't know. Actually, I didn't know this was possible. But this is a new development for me.
Whether genuine or not, trying to atone for the fact that he, in 4K, was tweeting things like it looked like it came from Ronald Reagan's burner itself. Rory is a white male who pledged and crossed as a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Inc. Let's unpack that. Oh, my darling, yes we are. Because that is my introduction to Rory. This man said, can the real Slim Shady stand up? This is Rory. Here he is strolling for Kappa. Let me tell you. Kappa Alpha Psi is one of the divine 9 black fraternities. This is not a black man. What?
See, this is what I'm telling you. He grew up around the black people. He has black friends. So he feels like I have a right to speak on it now since I've been in the culture. But I'm not gonna do anything to support them or maybe uplift them, but I'm gonna talk about them, joke on them, because I've been around them so long and they should accept me the same way as the other black people who do it. And so I guess I would say like a black person doing it a coon is not technically as bad because you know time fixes everything, but him, he's never gonna change.
What's going on over there, my lord? You always talk about Blueface offbeat. This is what offbeat look like. Let me tell you something. That's the stiffest stanky leg I ever seen in my life. Is he still on the floor? This man bigger than a babu with ass right now. This is the male equivalent of Huda. This your boy Rory.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI.
Kevin Federline. From the makers of Black Panther, we bring you Pink Panther, though. The male Rachel Dolezal. Ain't nothing wrong with white Hennessy, you know. The problem is when white Hennessy gets valued more than brown liquor by brown people themselves. Let's talk.
Bro said ain't nothing wrong with white Hennessy. No, there is something wrong with white Hennessy, right? Only if white Hennessy knows that is imitating real Hennessy and it puts respect on Hennessy's name, then there's nothing wrong with white Hennessy. But most off-brand Hennessy's, they want to pretend like they're the originator and that it's okay to mock the original, which is not the case.
The problem is when we people that are darker than blue praise those without hue when they do things that we do simply because they are white people in black people professions. I ain't forget how y'all was out here calling my ginger folk them black.
It was 30 years, not a day low, nigga. I told them crackers holla at me when they sober.
The gingerbread man, going out there saying he was black. I ain't forget.
The black community literally saved my physical life.
I have so many emotions right now. I can't even process them all. The last 48 hours of my life, I've never felt more loved in my life.
I'm not gonna lie to you, this is disgusting. These people without homes decide to cling on to us black people. And I will say that is the problem with us black people. We're way too accepting of every other race and allowing them to take whatever little bit of culture we have, which is unfortunate, but we'll get better.
Truly wanted, I'm black. I got a lot of mixed emotions.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie, but that man actually might have been black. Like the Octoroon for real.
This whole thing about gingers being part of the black community, low-key,
They don't take the low key. You only know what y'all doing, y'all just be giving it out. The ginger folk them was the same ones inside the comment section when Halle Bailey was casting as Ariel in The Little Mermaid. The nuance with this is that my Irish folk them, my Italian folk them, folks who are white now were not white before. They were deputy.
Hey, I completely agree with what he just said right there. When Halle Bailey was Ariel, there was outrage from all sides. Black people weren't accepting her, white people weren't accepting her, Asian people weren't accepting her, whole world wasn't accepting her. But when we accept them, then everybody's like, yep, this makes sense now. Yeah, they can definitely be black. And that is one of our biggest faults.
As white for political pragmatism. Big whites incorporated if you may. They needed more numbers, so they expanded. Which brings me to your quarterly reminder that whiteness is not real. It's a political construct to decide who gets what, where, and how much of it. It is to decide who gets to do and who is done to. Folks use blackness as a costume that can be adorned and taken off whenever they see fit, i.e. Kim Kardashian, i.e.
I agree with that statement too. Being black is, I mean, it's like putting on clothes. If I put on the right pair of clothes, now people respect me and I get to hang with them. But when I change my clothes back to my other clothes, I can go back to exactly where I came from. Only people who can't do that are black people, though. I mean, because we're always going to be black.
Carlo, it's like Sly Cooper wearing a costume to get access to certain spaces so they can rob the place. This is the beginning of the end right here. This is a clip from the Rory and Mal podcast, a podcast that I have never watched and never even heard of until now.
Okay, sorry. The 5th nominees for Best Rap Album at the 2026 Grammys are Let God Sort 'Em Out by The Clips, Glorious by Glorilla, God Does Like Ugly by J.I.D., GNX by Kendrick Lamar, Chromacopia by Tyler, the Creator. GNX is going to sweep and it's going to piss me off because The Clips deserves to win, and that's not
Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now.
Jamal.
Where's your...
Jamal.
I'm just saying, the boy is prophetic. That's all I'm saying.
He's a Grammy darling. That goes without saying. Do we think Alfredo 2 should have been in here?
Absolutely.
Okay, but what do we take out?
GNX.
You can't take out one of the highest selling
All right,
albums.
so
in
fuck
Grammy
the
cycle.
misogynistic, Glorilla.
You notice a dynamic here that you see quite a bit. Why does it seem as though they waiting for Rory as the authority on black culture?
Okay, I would agree with you. The only reason
I was trying to keep a female representation here. I was trying.
The only reason why I think they got it right, because I'm not looking at whatever my taste is. If you're trying to put together a proper category that...
Yeah, I think this is ridiculous. Rory, which one should we take out when majority of the music right here is hip hop? Like, what? You should just be saying, no, this is my opinion on it. Rory, you can state your opinion too, but it don't really outweigh mine. That's insanity to me. And expecting this white man to really give you a conclusive statement on why GNX shouldn't get a Grammy.
does reflect the entire genre. I can see why you would put Glorilla in there. The album is good. I personally would put Alfredo 2 there before it, but I get why they would do this.
Did a video on this before, the Culture Vultures of Commentary. This is a seat of which a white man is sitting in, being seen as an authority to a black experience. You could talk about the musicality, you could break down the timbre and the timbre, the instruments, you could talk about the lyricism and everything like that, but I know that you are a tourist there. You just stopping by, you just passing through. Yeah, DJ Vlad too. DJ Vlad of who denounced Rory as well. It all started right here, and people began to look back into Rory's history, and they unearthed some of the most anti-black tweets that I have seen since Filthy Frank. Is it safe to call Rihanna, or are we still letting it slide because she got beat? I would have
A hoax? What about her is a hoax? Billionaire woman who's black? I think Rihanna is probably greatest hip hop artist since Beyonce as a female. As a female. Beyonce definitely did her big one, but Rihanna's definitely a close second. And then she went into the fashion industry and she's still succeeding. Very impressive.
Grab Kelly's cheeks just to assure her age doesn't matter. I believe he is talking about Kelly Rowland because, of course, he goes on to talk about Beyonce. Twitter. Black girls look like roaches. White girls, silence. Twitter, I guess. Black girls are queens. White girls, ahem, don't you mean all girls? He will then later on claim that he's just simply retweeting them. It's almost like when a white person is singing a Travis Scott song and they say the N-word in the Travis Scott song and they say, well, it's in the song, not actually saying it. How you slim, tender, yellow bone. Travis Scott song, mean all girls. He will.
So he knows that this occurs, but he's the one who feels like he should be an authority on it. He should say this is disgusting. But you know what it is though? Maul did explain it very well. He is just a cloud chaser. He vultures off of the black culture and then he wants to pretend like he has a say over it. If you vulture on it, okay, I get it, you know, you want to get your bag, but we should never take you serious. And your black friends shouldn't take your opinion serious either, but they want the bag too, so I guess they'll do anything for it.
Then later on claim that he's just simply retweeting them. It's almost like when a white person is singing a Travis Scott song and they say the N-word in the Travis Scott song and they say, well, it's in the song, not actually saying it. How you slim, tender, yellow bone, but your mom's a fat tar baby. If she never blew up and you met a chick in the club named Beyonce, bet money she'd have a blue weave in. What that even mean? Destiny got blue weave. Lauren tar baby. If she never blew up and you met a chick in the club saying it. How you slim,
Not gonna lie, this guy is disgusting. This guy is very, very disgusting.
tender, yellow bone, but your mom's a fat tar baby. If she never blew up and you met a chick in the club named Beyonce, bet money she'd have a blue weave in. What that even mean? Destiny got blue weave. Lauren London pregnant by Nipsey Hussle. Maybe your kids can end gang violence. What provokes you to say something like this in response to a black woman being pregnant? Notice this is a trend. This ain't a one-off, this ain't a two-off, this ain't even a three-off. And saying
I don't think Rory should be telling any black people what to do in the first place. I mean, you're targeting black women. You're just a joke. I mean, it is what it
like
is.
poetic justice braids is a very unique type of anti-blackness, a very unique type of misogyny. It's almost like double agent, Splinter Cell, Tom Clancy type thing. You know what I mean? Like you getting access into a particular space in order to defame the people in that space. Remember at the beginning, he was talking about people know me.
That's literally exactly what I said. You get access to the space just to disrespect it.
They know my character.
The people that know me know who I am and know what it is.
Which is why you shouldn't be talking about it.
Is the character in the room with us? He has a daughter. And that's what I think about too. Because of course, as we will see soon, he has a black partner. This video is not about Rory. It's about far more than Rory there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That girl who typed that comment, she was bad.
Wario. This is about white men getting too comfortable and the coons them that comfort them. All of these tweets started to resurface and folks were rightly outraged because this is a white man that built a career off of his adjacency to black culture. So rightfully so, people were talking about it. Here is one of the, what is now the infamous Twitter spaces of which you had Rocky talking about Rory and the tweets that came out.
But I'm not about to just apologize for a tweet that I didn't actually do as far as saying black women are roaches or I found black women unattractive. I'm not apologizing for that because I never said that.
The accent, you know, the code switch and everything, all of it's gone because, like I was talking about Huda before, there's a particular accent of which deemed to be intelligent, deemed to be trustworthy, deemed to be worthy of empathy. So him with a black accent right now ain't gonna help his cause.
But there are things that,
I'm not
okay, but Rory, as your friend and your co-host, okay, we understand the things that you didn't say. If you're going to apologize, okay, if you're going to apologize for what you did say.
I want to note the extremely unenviable position that they've put this woman in because you can see she's kind of trying to give him a layup to get himself.
Disgusting. As your friend and your co-host, No, as your friend, you should be talking to Rory outside of this and saying, "Why are you doing this? Why are you disrespecting me and people who look just like me? We're supposed to be friends."
Out of here.
Apologize. They don't apologize. But like they're walking around in circles and shit.
Okay, all right. I made the Brad Beyonce joke on the podcast. Cancel the podcast then.
Okay, see, then get off. Now you just get off spaces. Get
I
off
just got
spaces,
a straightforward question.
Would you tweet any of these tweets today?
Which ones?
Any of them?
I said
The ones that everybody's offended by.
one or two. I've joked about on the podcast already. I've definitely talked about the Beyonce thing on the podcast before.
But she's asking today or today, not setting her face.
If you have a black partner, if she is there with him, I can't imagine her letting them go into that.
Yeah, you was caught in 4K deleting them tweets. Talk about that.
Yo.
Why were you hiding them?
Yeah, after
got a quick
Kate,
question
after
for
Kate was going,
Why
yo,
were you hiding them tweets?
No, I think we need to turn the entire thing on you. You know, Blue Weave is
Why
not
were
Blue
you
Ivy.
hiding them tweets? You were not turning shit up.
Do you know that
Why
Blue
were you
Weave is
hiding
not
them
Blue
tweets?
Ivy?
Answer that. Why were
Everything
you
you said
hiding
about me,
them?
we should go
Why
to
were you hiding them tweets? Why were you hiding your tweets?
What tweet?
Oh, now you don't know. Rocky,
So notice the gaslighting. Notice like the way in which he's putting the onus on the black people there to then plead a case against him.
You know, Blue Weave is not Blue Ivy. That's racist.
Rory. Please either get off the spaces or like this is like at this point it's not
hold
like,
on,
at this point
hold
this is
on. Nah, hold on.
turn it to what?
I got
You
it.
know,
I got
I
my
wish you
question.
would.
He's making it seem as though he didn't have anything to say as it pertained to Blue Ivy and whatnot, when he absolutely did. He got 2 former black partners and cheated on them both. Would not be surprised at all. The black people in his life are used as tokens in order to get access to black culture. So the black people around him, whether that be Mal, whether unfortunately be his partner, even darker, his daughter at this point, if he finds it acceptable at any point to use
And he has a black daughter too. Like, oh my goodness. See, this is why they asked, "Oh, can my partner who's white come with me to a black festival?" No, 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 and you probably shouldn't even come either. You probably shouldn't even come either. You should just stay with that white dude or white woman because you are not gonna do anything to progress us. Your friend's trying her hardest to defend you, saying, "Oh, just get off the space." No, he doesn't need to get off the space. He's just showing you his true colors. He doesn't care about black people. He just knocked one up because he likes being inside them. So you gotta understand, he's not gonna do anything for black people, and he's not gonna apologize after he disrespects him. And if you push him too far away, he'll just go back to his white family. And that black baby mama that he has, he's probably gonna abuse her, unfortunately.
use that type of rhetoric towards black women when he has a black daughter and he has a black partner. And he felt at some point that this is an appropriate thing to do, talking about the women in his life to an extent. It makes absolutely no surprise that he would do anything as in regards to infidelity, because at the end of the day, they're epilogues to him. They are accessories of which gain him access or gain him clout in a particular culture and setting. You can even look at it as a business expense. If Rory has made his career off of black culture, then trying his best to show that he is an ally to black culture, it behooves him to do that. It behooves him to have a black wife, to have a black child, to have black friends, to be in a black fraternity. Judging by the way that he's engaging with the criticism when he was confronted by the black women who ultimately were affected by it, I'm not convinced that Rory's apology was anything but performative.
I agree with you that there was definitely people in there with just that intention, but there were some people that were generally just looking for an answer. And I apologize for being dismissive to those people in particular that were just looking for an answer to what some of those tweets and fake retweets and all that was. So I do apologize because I did come off dismissive to
Fake retweets. Stop the cat, little dude. Oh, I apologize for not giving the people who truly wanted an answer, bro. No, bro, you weren't trying to talk about anything at all. You weren't. You said, what does Blue Weave has to do with Blue Ivy? Bro, what is that? The only people who wear weave are black people. And like, you're not referring to anybody else. You only talk about black people and you only disrespect black people, but you want to be near us. You want to be in our women and you want to be raising our daughters.
some people that did not deserve that were just saw something out of context and was like, "Yo, what's up with this?" And I was a little condescending.
All tweets are out of context. I'm gonna be 1000% with you. All tweets are out of context. So there's nothing out of context about the tweet because you didn't make a thread like a twit longer. You didn't make something huge and then they took one tiny portion out of it. You just always tweet nonsense. I don't even be on Twitter, just watching it. But I have heard this dude pop up a few times. People talking about white people appropriating our culture. I didn't know who Rory was until now.
and dismissive in the beginning. About 20, 30 minutes in, I started to realize, oh shit, all right, we're not doing the jokes anymore. But I handled that spaces very poorly. I will say that. You are correct about the spaces.
Okay.
I'm saying me personally,
I said I handled this. Oh, we're not doing jokes anymore.
after I listened to the space, I felt bad.
It's always jokes when there's black women involved. Like people want to just never take black women seriously. It's like that's why I said like you got your co-host over there really trying to break it down for you, but you think it's just a joke. Oh, let me just joke my way out of it, even though I've already disrespected and hurt these people's feelings. That's right though.
Of how I handled being dismissive in the beginning. That's all. So I want to apologize for that.
Why were you being dismissive?
Because when it started, there was, I know people don't understand the term fake retweet, but at a time on Twitter, people would type out retweet dot someone's at to make it look like they said something when you were battling back and forth on Twitter. So when that was popped up, yes, I was laughing about it, and I was dismissive, and then people have every right to feel away with or without context. Like I'm not here to argue that. I'm just here to say I handled the spaces poorly. That's all.
The reason why I've actually endured listening to this whole time, he has yet to say, hey, I'm sorry for saying misogynistic things. Am I tripping? Has he said it? I haven't heard him say once. He said he's sorry for handling the Twitter spaces poorly. He wasn't sorry about the misogyny wall. He hasn't said once that, yeah.
Hey, Monica, she do look good too. I won't lie, bro. You be having baddies. You be having baddies typing in the chat. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool for him.
Me calling black women top was kind of out of pocket. Me talking about Lauren London being pregnant for Nipsey Hussle, especially after Nipsey Hussle died due to gang violence, and talking about them as it pertains to ending gang violence. I ain't gonna lie, that might be in poor taste.
Again, I'm gonna just keep going to the age difference between you and me.
I can empathize with somebody looking at my white face in the space for so long, having opinions, and then seeing those tweets and being like, yo, what the I can see the outrage with it. I'm not here saying like, yo, what's like, why are y'all so mad? I'm not here to say that, but
I'm gonna just keep doing it. That's what he's saying. I'm gonna just keep doing it. I understand why you're outraged, but I am gonna keep doing it because this is how I get money.
I mean, the one they're the most outraged about was.
And then imagine when your daughter finds out all the stuff you've been saying and see the videos about you. Hey, but I don't understand. I completely understand why you're upset. But I did it on purpose, though. I did do it on purpose.
Not in the context of they're making it seem. But with that said, I understand why everyone's outraged because I thought it was laughable for somebody to call me a raging racist.
Even if Mal didn't say anything, which we're going to get into Mal real quick, but even if Mal didn't say anything, his mere presence is commentary. Him being present while Rory launders himself and what he has said, and also not just in the past said, but what he did thereafter when those things had to be confronted with. I wouldn't stand present for that. And to make matters worse, he actually did defend him verbally.
Hold on.
So for context, Rocky, the host of this, Rocky invited Mal as a black man. I feel so bad for this. This is almost like a black woman being the victim of racism from a white man and then calling to a black man to therefore, help, especially given that the black man is adjacent to the white man that's doing the misogyny war in this case. She invites Mal to come and collect his partner, collect Rory. And this is what Mal says.
What did Rory apologize for?
He apologized for some of the tweets that he would not retweet or post or say today in 2025.
Man, get the
How I tell you to come out and get him? You make it worse. Jesus Christ.
Yo, Rory, go to sleep. Go to sleep. Rory, go to bed, man. Go to bed. I know you ain't in there apologizing for no shit.
You got some weird ass tweets that we can bring up.
They got weird ass tweets too.
We can get down on your ass tomorrow.
You can get down on who is that? Who is that?
Right. Who is that? Yeah.
Who is that?
Rory ain't even talking no more. Rory ain't even defending himself. But Mal out here trying to run interference for Rory. Is the
So imagine a bowling ball on a train.
Is the problem with the
something I think about a lot. Like when I was younger, I would always think like, oh, the internet, everything on the internet is fake. But then I had to realize like, no, the internet actually just glimpses at the stuff that people don't want to say in real life. So it's fake in the terms that you're not going to hear people say the exact same thing in real life, but how they treat you and how they speak about you to their family is exactly the same way that they're acting on the internet. So people pretend like it's not real, but it is the truth. It is. Maul's trying to say, oh, go get some sleep, go enter the real world again and get away from this fake Twitter space. But the stuff that's happening on those Twitter spaces, that is real life. The only problem is just that these people on here, right? The dude's talking about we gonna get down on you. Obviously, he's not gonna get down on anybody in real life because he's not really about that. But at least when he's on the internet, he feels like at least I'm strong enough to try to defend my people, which I completely understand. Even if you can't defend them in real life, at least try to defend him on the internet. I mean, I'm doing something similar right now. Right? But it's like you can't dismiss it. Even if it is a little bit performative, you're kind of trying to show out a little bit, but that's really just that's how people truly feel. It's just that it's not always easy to show how you truly feel in real life. I mean, obviously that's why people go on the internet to vent.
Intersection of capitalism and white supremacy, because Mal may very well see Rory as his ticket to legitimacy. Mal defending Rory, I like to think, because he's trying to defend the podcast, defend the thing that makes him money. Despite that, is that how much you're worth? It made me want to really dig into Mal, because Rory doing all
Trying to tell you, these people, they think the internet is not real life. They think it's because Rory is being racist on the internet. In real life, he's not really racist. And he thinks also because all this is happening on the internet, it's not going to affect him in real life until reality comes.
of this, it's unsurprising, it's unremarkable, but the way that Mal specifically laundered Rory when Rory proposed to his girlfriend at the Rock Nation brunch. Now, as you will see at the bottom, you have Charlatan, and stick a pin in it because we'll get to Charlamagne in a second.
And just for record, there's one thing I want to get off my chest.
Oh.
And people gonna say I'm hating.
All right, go.
Salute my guy Rory. All right.
Yeah.
A couple things. That's my guy. I fuck with Rory. Rory, you know I fuck with you. There's no hate whatsoever.
Okay, you all know who this guy is in the corner here. This is Andrew Schultz, who we gonna get to in a second.
Couldn't get into the brunch. I was told that they got to the door and they only let 2 people from Duce Palooza in. It was Rory and Cam, right? Rory and Cam, y'all supposed to roll the team, bro. That's how Theo and Cockroach fell out, okay?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to go in. If they don't let all of y'all in, then nobody's supposed to go in.
Yeah.
Not only did Rory go in, Rory proposed to
Rory's not black. He does not care. He does not care at all. That's how Theo and Cockroach fell out. No, you think Rory cares? This is just a performance for him.
the Rock Nation brunch. Rory, I don't ever want to hear you say you anti-industry. I don't want to hear that fake, I'm not an industry person. There is nothing more industry than proposing at the Rock Nation brunch, bro. You had to ask Jay-Z for permission like Jay-Z is your woman's daddy. Okay.
I really feel for this woman right now. Her being in proximity to Rory with all this happening means that misogyny wars can come to her. But that being said, right, just because you, a man that is as white as the days are long, are hunching black women, does not make you not racist. It's giving Sean Penn in one battle after another. Same goes for my black brethren them. Becky can love Black Hawk but hate what's attached to it. The blow bubbles on it in 1 sec and then call you the N-word right afterwards. Even worse than that is when they don't do that. Is when they don't show the overt racism. And it's just fetishization. And a fetishization that transcends simply bodily interest. But you begin to embody what you fetishize. Almost like Rory. You have Rory immersing himself in black culture. He is fetishizing black culture. Which is why it makes perfect sense that he can then therefore turn around and do misogyny and misogyny and anti-blackness in general. Because he didn't see you as a person to begin with. But back to Mal, because I got a lot for Mal right here. This tweet right here showed me everything I needed to know about Mal. This is a clip from the Joe Budden podcast when Mal and Rory was on the Joe Budden podcast. Yeah, Mal ain't on the couch. Mal's a backup dancer. That's why Mal probably feel like he need Rory now in his life. Got him on the hard bar stool.
That's why at the end of the day, I feel like all white people are like that behind closed doors. I feel like Parks 100% says when we leave. I know he cleans up like these jokes. He's coming in here spilling shit on my carpet. 1,000% I know Parks says that.
He's joking, but it's it's the truth.
Joe asks Mal, do you think Rory ever says it?
For sure. Because Rory dates black women, so I know when he get mad that keep coming with
Let's stop rumors now. I've never said that.
Yeah, Rory, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it. In the privacy by yourself in the house, you've never done that?
No.
What stands out the most to me, right? Mal is making a joke that Rory dates black women and therefore will call black women N-word, B-word in succession. I ain't gonna say it because you two have been killing me with our suitability nowadays. The jocular manner in which Mal is recounting this tells me everything I need to know about Mal. Mal don't have a problem with Rory being racist or saying anti-black things. And that's evinced by how Mal defended him in the Twitter circles. Mal is making a joke.
And maybe it's just simply because Mal does not actually care about black women. So I mean, it doesn't matter too much to him what Rory does to black women because it's not gonna affect him, or at least that's how he feels. And I think that is like a off branch from people thinking, oh, the internet, the things that happen on the internet does not affect reality, when the two are very, very closely intertwined.
Is making light. It's seducing to a reality of which Rory dehumanizes his black partners with misogyny and anti-blackness. He doesn't find that unacceptable. He finds it actually normal. So normal that you can make light of it. And you may ask, how does a black man, presumably had a black mother, may very well have black siblings, how does a black man be okay in proximity to a white man that uses words to dehumanize?
Well, because he's not gonna do anything for his family. He made it in life, but you know, they still need to work for themselves, because that's how most black men in America are. They don't care about their family, they don't care about their culture, they don't care about the people who came before them. It is sad.
the black experience. It's because he hates himself too. This is from Mal's own account. I was hoping that he was just joking. A person then says, big up yourself, mother of Gotti. He would have you swinging from a tree quicker than you be putting $ under girls' posts. I'm not understanding the admiration. Of which Mal double downs and says he was just president and there was no wars and the economy was doing way better than it is now. Does not understand.
Is the economy still doing good, Mal? Was there still no wars?
Anything to do with politics and the intersection of politics and the economy. A Google search could disprove this. You don't need a master's degree in political science to understand the way in which this makes absolutely no sense. He hates himself. And that hate goes deep. He says things like this.
Need those January 6s, man.
You wear them?
What would you pair them? Hell no, I wouldn't wear those. I just need them.
You put them next to the morning supplies?
Put them right next to the mags. The magas. Those are the magas. Next to the
I hate that they actually mix it. And he came out to what, Carnival by Kanye Ty? Right, I believe?
No, he did.
No, he did not.
I swear to God, he came out to a Kanye West.
Somebody edited that, man.
No.
It's not real.
I know it's not
damn
real.
it.
What are we talking about? I'm gonna get those, man. I don't know how, but I'm gonna get the magas. Terrible shoe, right? You just gotta have it.
The picture becomes clear the more you realize the type of black man that would partner with a white man who uses their adjacency to blackness in order to exploit black people and make money off their culture. It's a symbiotic relationship. Mal gets to be an honorary white when he's in proximity to Rory, while Rory gets the keys to the kingdom. Rory gets the culture. Because Mal being allied with Rory gives him conditionary access to whiteness. Not full carte blanche, mind you. Not, oh, you're white now. You can now come to what the white equivalent of the cookout is, the tea party. You have access to whiteness with caveats. And where have we heard this before? Where have we seen that dynamic before?
You make jokes about black women? I make jokes about black women, yeah. Really? I never heard. I can see why you haven't heard because I usually do it.
Look at that black girl in the middle. The way she's laughing, she just feels so uncomfortable. She just laughs. She just laughs so she doesn't ruin the moment. What? That means he makes jokes about me too? What are we talking about?
Podcast called Brilliant Idiots once a week for the last 10 years.
South Park did a whole episode about Lizzo.
Hold on, you're saying South Park did an episode about Lizzo women, but isn't Kendrick Lamar doing a comedy with South Park creators?
Yes.
Wait a minute, hold on, but do the laws not apply to Kung Fu Kenny? Because they're white comedians making fun of black women.
I don't really know what's going on. I haven't really.
What Andrew is trying to do here, he's trying to do a gotcha. He's trying to do a nod to hypocrisy insofar as Kendrick Lamar called out Andrew Schultz when Andrew Schultz, in the context of James and Fuhad from Shits and Gigs, made misogynoir jokes about black women.
Wait, what is the black girl?
Don't let no white comedian make fun of our black women. I'm talking about you, Andrew Schultz. Don't get upset. You're just a lame. It's okay, little bro. And this dude right here who's getting pimped out by his girl. I mean, it's hilarious because it's like you see the type of people who are in who are in the same group. This dude who has his girl fantasizing about another man, and Andrew Schultz who wishes he could be a part of the community so bad. That's why he puts people of color in his group.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend, all of a sudden he's got buzz cut, like, shape up. I like that. I like that.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they start stressing around this black girl complaining about it. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Bro, white guys with black girlfriends,
they grow beards because there's more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out.
Of course, we all know Kendrick Lamar's bar. Don't let no white comedian make jokes about black women. That broke Andrew
Oh
Schultz.
gosh, why'd he just copy my whole flow?
To a degree, I think he farmed it for a while. He did a little tour, a comedy tour on that bar. That is how you get to this clip right here, where you're seeing Charlamagne, who has a podcast with Andrew Schultz, with a man who has already gone on record for.
You see how her head is down? She's probably thinking to herself right now, what did I get myself into, man? They put me on here just to make fun of me. And I do feel bad for you, my baby. It's alright though.
Saying all kind of out-of-pocket things about black women, having a hard belly laugh, just like James and Fuhad did when Andrew Schultz was talking about black women.
About pure physics, right? If Kendrick was like, yo, let's squabble up, and I wanted to just put him on my lap, and I just wanted to feed him a bottle.
Stop playing.
No, not his people, his game, affiliates, all that. They could f me up. I'm not a tough guy. But just me and Kendrick in a room together, just having a discussion. It's a 20-degree black belt show. I know, but once that kung fu goes out the window, what is it? It's jujitsu.
Oh no! Even hear that until just now. Jujitsu? This is how white rappers be sounding.
Just Kendrick. I would make love to him. There's nothing he can do about it. Just Kendrick Lamar, I would make love to him, and the only thing that he could do is decide if it's consensual or not. That's the only thing he could do. If it's me and Kendrick, no.
You got a smorgasbord of people shucking and driving in. Andrew Schultz is making a sexual assault joke about Kendrick Lamar. He's saying that if I in proximity with Kendrick Lamar, I can make love to him, and he just have to decide if it's consensual or not. That's what this man's saying. And all the rest of them, Diet Cash Patel, Man Bun over here, and from the makers of Questlove, Quest Hate, they over here giggling, kikiing, kicking their legs and whatnot.
This is about physics. It's about physics. I don't even know if I get hard. If we're in a cell, there's a chance that if we're in the cell and we're bored.
And your boy out here laughing the hardest. Why is he laughing so hard? It's not funny at all. ball and you laugh and you buckle and keeling over. This man can laugh him out he draws. This is reprehensible behavior. But Charlamagne would also platform a person that repeatedly makes abusive statements and has allegations of abuse in the physical form.
Abuse.
Okay. Now Foreign Friday. He's just saying that he could do whatever he pleases to Kendrick. You gotta calm down. I mean, Andrew Schultz, I don't think he can fight anything, so I don't know why I don't know why he's acting up. I mean, Kendrick did get on him and put him in a song, so he's gotta at least let him know, hey man, if I put my hands on him, he can't do nothing to me. Mero said he would rape him. It's crazy. Oh, but this right here though, jokes do glimpse into reality.
Allegations from former girlfriend Sarah Phillips resurfaced amid the comedian's latest remarks about Kendrick Lamar. And this is Sarah Phillips right here. Sarah Phillips is also a biracial woman, half black and half white. She says, I have more black.
Oh, nah. You see, that makes sense. So it's because he dates black girls. That's why he's making fun of them. You see how it is, like,
Black family members than anything else. I very proudly identify with my black side.
She's biracial.
Creating custom clothing labels with TapStitch is easy. Go to your branding tab, choose your label size and background, upload your artwork, submit for review.
The Instagram post.
I will say that is something men do a lot, though. We will say, man, I could literally put him down and sit on top of him. He can't do nothing to me. But him also doing it in the truth. I mean, that is like a comedian thing. I'm saying on a regular basis, men would make that joke. But I mean, I guess if a comedian makes a joke, maybe he might actually be doing some of that.
She highlighted her relationship with Schultz. For years, I was manipulated, controlled, and abused by him. The verbal abuse was constant. I was isolated from my friends. If I wore makeup that he thought was too much, he'd wipe it off my face in public.
You see how white person, oh my God, they get so controlling when it's a black girl. They feel like they can just do whatever they want to her.
That's crazy. She goes on. He forced me to change before leaving the house if he thought my outfit would get too much attention. Once, after being sick for weeks without explanation, I found out he had been using my toothbrush to clean the bottom of his shoes. To this day, I can't make sense out of that kind of sickness. On another occasion on vacation in Aruba, his anger got so out of control that I had to hide from him in a hotel bathroom with the door locked. Soon after, I began having panic attacks almost every night. There are other things that happened during this relationship that I probably will never talk about for the rest of my life. So this woman is utterly traumatized by Andrew Schultz. Comedian or not, people hide and cloud who they really are behind jokes.
But it's like, I feel bad for you, my baby, but why are you going for a white comedian? Like, we know that comedians are like the worst sickos known to man, but then he's also white too. So it's like, I guess people just don't acknowledge reality. And I think that's something in 2025 we got to start doing as a collective species, just acknowledging reality. Race is real, and people do discriminate based off of race.
You can see there's a context for abuse in his real life.
When you hear that, one of his exes coming out about abuse from him, and then you watch a clip where you have him making light of him sexually abusing Kendrick Lamar, I want you to see the systemic collaboration of black men giving license to white men to do depraved acts, to make jokes about the black experience, to make money, commodify, to build careers off of the black experience. And the black women, you notice they're always very quiet. They're doubly marginalized. They're women and they're black. What these white and black men are doing is bonding over misogynoir. The black man and the white man, they can't bond over their racial solidarity for obvious reasons, but they can bond over these women. Their collective disdain for women. The black man will suspend his blackness. He will pause his blackness if it means that he can bond with the white man over their manhood. And what is manhood in this case? Misogyny. Charlamagne has been doing this with Andrew Schultz for over a decade now.
You know the point.
No, you explained the point to me. And
I've already explained the point.
Which is what?
Why do you think you have the audacity to even ask a question like that?
Okay,
He's an audacious person.
That's great.
100% audacious person.
But there's something funny about it.
There's a certain, well, I mean, we define what's funny. It's very difficult to find what's funny, right? Like,
I can run this back. But notice how Charlamagne running interference for Andrew Schultz when low-key racially ambiguous women aren't too sure. When a woman of color, to be safe, is rightfully calling out Andrew Schultz.
You know the point.
No, you explained the point to me. And
I've already explained the point.
Andrew is putting the onus on the woman in here to explain why what he said is offensive.
Just what?
Why do you think you have the audacity to even ask a question like that?
Okay, he's an audacious person.
And now you have this tag team between Charlamagne and Andrew Schultz, minimizing and delegitimizing what this woman is saying.
That's
one, 100% audacious person.
But there's something funny about it.
There's a certain, well, I mean, we define what's funny. It's very difficult to find what's funny, right? Like, we've been talking about AIDS today, right? Like, you've been involved in that conversation. There might be people with AIDS that don't find that funny as well, right? So everything, it depends on the person who's taking in that information. You didn't find my absurdist joke about asking what color underwear you're wearing as you're walking up to a grieving parent's house.
Right. Jokes are defined by who accept them as funny. But if we tell you that we're not accepting your black jokes as funny, because you're gonna allow other white people to make the same black jokes, then we deemed it as not funny. You should joke about white people because you're white, and they'd probably accept it a little bit more. Black people already joke about black people enough.
Ask him how he felt about his kid being murdered.
Do you see the gymnastics dog is going through just to justify him making a joke about asking a woman what color her panties are? Andrew has been a habitual line stepper that has been facilitated by Charlemagne from the jump.
It's just funny to me that like there are people that were happy Charlie Kirk got shot because they disagreed on opinions, and they're fighting for due process for people who are driving fentanyl in.
It's crazy that there are people who are happy that Charlie Kirk got shot. When you're happy to talk down on black women, make your jokes, it's wrong for them to talk bad about a dead man. It's just a joke, remember? Like you said, who finds it funny makes it funny.
Country.
What the this man, Andrew, is talking about having a moment of humanity for Charlie Kirk dying by the words that he lived by. And he's saying that instead, people want to have humanity for immigrants who are bringing fat into America.
It's just funny to me that like there are people that were happy Charlie Kirk got shot because they disagreed on opinions, and they're fighting for due process for people who are driving fentanyl into the country. What?
This man could say, good point. This man could say that's a solid point.
We have more humanity for people who are actually profiting off of killing Americans.
But you
actually profiting off of killing Americans. He's just assuming anybody that comes into the country that is an American is killing Americans. Your average immigrant, Charlie Kirk, the same people that Andrew shows.
You can be like those people.
What do I got to do?
Don't become what you hate.
What do you mean?
You're Christian.
I hate people trying to kill Americans.
You hate people
trying to kill Americans. So if you're trying to kill Charlie Kirk, or if you're trying to bring fentanyl in here, I hate both of y'all.
Charlemagne is extremely visible. He don't even need to be next to Andrew. He don't even need Andrew to give him any type of legitimacy or anything. But he will expose himself to Andrew's dribble on a regular basis for what? You had Rory and Mal together. Even though I don't appreciate it, I could kind of gather why Mal thinks that this is strategic disavowal. Strategically, Mal is cutting off parts of himself, in this case his blackness. He's shelving his blackness to the side for the bag. I get that. I don't respect that, but I get that. You have Charlemagne, who has absolutely nothing to gain from being beside Andrew. Charlemagne will still put himself in the same frame as this man. As this man cozies up to Trump, betrays the working class, betrays black women, betrays black people in general, says he could essay Kendrick Lamar and make love to him unconsensually. And Charlemagne...
But you gotta understand, Charlemagne isn't planning on helping the black people at all. So it's like, this is what happens with these coons. Like, they enjoy their status that they're at, and they don't plan on doing anything for the black community. So shelving a little bit of themselves so they can get that money, and also ignoring the blatant racism, is because, I mean, it doesn't really harm them that much. I mean, when they indulge in the white coochie, they indulge in the white society, right? They're beloved because they have money. So if that's their grouping, then it doesn't really matter too much to them if black people don't enjoy them being around it, because, I mean, they're still going to be around them every day, and I mean, it doesn't really affect their reality until they experience it. Because, I mean, one day anybody can and will.
Is sit and stand by that. What's the play? What is the play for things like this?
I supported Kamala Harris, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day because the president of the United States of America, the 47th president, is Donald J. Trump. And I said this on Breakfast Club this morning. Like, you got to accept it. Are you an American?
Al walking out. Al just leaving.
Are you an American or you not an American?
Damn right I'm an American.
Why would I wish for America to fail?
This man dopping, this boy cosplaying as Captain America.
I'm just asking a simple question.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's not a simple question. Like, I don't want America to fail.
Look at him. He put on a flag and a Captain America shield. And then later he said, oh man, even though I did tell people to vote for Trump, man, dang, you know, life is really different now. And it's like, I didn't put him in presidency. You know, other people voted for him too. It's like you're such a lame. Like, you're such a lame. And if a black person comes and kills you, then we would just say, man, well, you know, that was just one crazy person. You know, we didn't really want to do anything to you, but I guess, you know, somebody wanted to do something to you, you know, and that's all it takes. One person. All it takes is one person, you know. Some people wanted to vote for Trump. A lot of people didn't vote for Kamala. Listen, I didn't even vote at all, but I do understand. I do understand.
I have a life here. I have businesses here. I have a family here. That's why would I want America to fail?
That's why we were wondering why you were supporting Kamala.
This does give you...
Right? That's why we're wondering why you supported Kamala. But man, dang, when Trump's in office, it seems like America's actually not running that well. But I thought that the white man knew better.
Insight into the mindset, a mindset that quite a bit of people actually unfortunately subscribe to. When it comes to being radical, when it comes to actually advocating for change from the status quo, you're not going to get it, as much as I hate to say it, from us. You're not going to get it from men more time than not, unfortunately, even if we're black. We are unfortunately entrenched in the system. We have a foot in the door of these institutions that we claim to want to.
Hey, I will say that is completely true. Black men are way more entrenched than black women. And I think it's just simply because black women get bullied by the system way worse and socially way worse. So that's why the black women are usually the most radical and like most change wanting, because black men find a way to integrate in the society. But for the women, for them to assimilate, it's only if they find a group where they belong or people who accept them, which is usually not very many people, unfortunately. But we can change that in the future.
Breakdown. I can opt out. Black women can't. Black queer folk oftentimes can't. They are doubly marginalized in a way of which they can't even pass for privilege. Charlemagne, you might get a little bit of money here and there, and he's a man, so that means I don't have to be a Negro no more. I can just be an American.
Hey, I will agree with that though. Men do always find their way into the system, right? But I mean, does it really matter if they find their way into the system, because they're still going to get used and abused? So
particular tax bracket, you begin to buy into that system if you're not careful. And when I say that, that's when I begin to understand their relationship. That's when I begin to understand, what does Charlemagne get out of an arrangement with Andrew Schultz? He gets maybe a paucity of privilege. He hopes that in being in proximity to white men, mid-white men, mind you, this man ain't even that funny. He feels as though that might get him an invite, might get him a +1 to the tables of which he himself feels as though he can't get to.
We don't understand. We're like, why is this guy throwing so much support our way?
Listen,
when I know that he's a patriot, when I know he's a great man, I know that he wants America to win.
Listen, everybody votes for their interests. I have interest in Kamala, but I'm not going to root against. Why would I root against the president?
That's what I'm talking. Thank you. Thank you.
And someone said the black men are the white people of black people. Like some folks like to argue that, black men showed up for Mamdani. If we look at history, we have to note and we have to acknowledge, otherwise we're being just ahistorical. Black men, even when progressive, have been the harbingers of misogyny towards the women in those progressive movements. Ask Ida B. Wells what W.E. Du Bois had to say about women in the movement. Ask Angela Davis. Black women have fought for the enfranchisement of everyone, because everyone benefits from enfranchisement, mind you. Even if you don't think you do. Even the white people who think they benefit from white supremacy, you will benefit from a black woman harbinging your enfranchisement, because it frees you from white supremacy. White supremacy doesn't mean that you are the beneficiary of everything. No, it means that you have to be supreme. You have to live up to an ideal that is very difficult to live up to.
listen, I don't believe in feminism, but I do believe in community works. I do believe in having a community for the black people. I think misogyny really only truly exists in white people, to be honest with you. Because if you think about it, in China, people are not considering their culture misogynistic. They just think that, oh, even though the men may demean the women, they still never disavow the women, and they still protect them, a part of the community, and women feel safe there. I mean, the men are definitely misogynistic, but when they have a community, that misogyny is not really prevalent. But white men do not have, or white culture does not really have a community, so to speak. They started building it with this MAGA. They're trying to get it right, but there's always been huge divides in their white community. So that's why misogyny is something that men and the white men, that's something that they coalesce around in the bigger group. So that's why it's so prevalent. But other cultures, they actually have communities, so it's not really that prevalence. And I believe more in communities than I believe in feminism. If we can't make a community, then I would believe in feminism. But I believe that we can make a community.
But again, the dark truth is, folks genuinely don't care. And they only care about making it look like they care. Your sitting president is on the Epstein list. It don't matter. That's the reason why, anytime like when you think, how are these people out here doing all of these crimes? As Drake said, if he did all these crimes, that he would be in jail. No, he wouldn't. The people that do these crimes aren't in jail. They exist upon us. move around us. More importantly, they move better than us. They eat better food, wear better garments, they drive better cars, and they enjoy a life of which is not
Wear better garments. Don't ever say that again.
in spite of their crimes, but because of it. Your Sydney Sweeneys, Swastika Sweeneys, Andrew Shucks and Jives, and of course, your Rorys are not harmed by the harm that they do. In fact, they benefit from it. And that's the reason why the commonality, unfortunately, always goes back to black women. There's a method that a lot of folks have begun to tap into, which is you could dehumanize black women into fame, into success. If you look at all of the people who have built careers on the backs of misogynoir, of black bloodshed, and it is an interracial love. From Tyler Perry to Rory to Andrew Schultz, everybody taps into this method, and it has been extended from the beginnings of comedy, because let's not forget, American comedy is founded upon minstrelsy. It's founded upon the mummification of black women. So when they make the claim that, oh, you're too sensitive, the foundation of joke in American entertainment has and still is, as we can see, misogynoir. So Rory having these tweets definitely does not surprise me. What disappoints me is to see at every turn, when there's a white person profiting off of black culture, is a black person that's selling a part of themselves in order to get access to it too.
I mean, it doesn't really disappoint me. I mean, we knew this for a while that this is just simply the state of Black America. I guess maybe since he's foreign, he doesn't really understand it as much as we do. But this has always been a part of our culture. There's always been, I mean, that's why they had the name the House Negro, the person who wants to be closer to the white power because they at least feel like they have some power in their hands and they can do something a little bit more than the field Negro. But that was a great video. A great video, great watch. Thank you for your time.